So recently I made a video about what inspired me to get healthy, what inspired me to start eating healthy. Today I want to talk about what happened after the inspiration. Basically, who or what sources did I come across that educated me in terms of how to eat healthy. So obviously, after I got inspired about healthy living, which was a gradual process over many years, I guess, after that happened, gradually I was educating myself on various levels, as we all do. A few books here, a few books there, podcasts, videos, documentaries, self-experimentation, talking to people. There's so many sources, but I'm gonna pull out a few of them now today to share with you what I think was the most important and most influential sources of information that helped me get into a more healthy way of eating. So, as I said in the other video, I started at my first inspiration of eating a raw food diet really came from the Life Regenerator, Dan McDonnell. And he gave me a lot of inspiration towards the raw food diet, but that was sort of his main role in my journey, inspiration. When it came to education, as in actually how to do it and why you should eat a certain way and why it's good and etc., there was a few other people that influenced me more than he did. And the main one, well, let me say, the first one was Durin Rider. Of course, because I was on YouTube watching Dan the Man, I came across Durin Rider, Harley Johnstone as well. If you look at his channel, it's changed a bit over the years. It's quite different now from what it used to be. But if you go all the way back to the beginning and you watch the first, 100, 200 videos of his, there's a lot of really good material there, in my opinion. He still makes some good videos, but it's become different. So that's definitely, he basically taught me a lot about how to practically do it. Okay, you gotta eat that many calories, or not necessarily that many calories, but you have to be conscious of calories. You have to be conscious of the energy, the fuel needs that you have as a human being, etc., etc. Practical advice. And his advice quickly led me to Doug Graham, which was, again, I guess, his teacher. And he was the most influential, I can say hands down. Doug Graham has been the most influential teacher in my journey towards healthful eating. So Dan the Man gave me all the inspiration. Durin Rider, lots of inspiration as well, and practical advice, which led me further to the source of some of this information. That was Doug Graham, the 80-10-10 diet. I actually didn't read the actual book until a year later, but I watched a lot of videos on YouTube and I listened to a lot of presentations from him, etc. Very, very good. I definitely recommend you, if you haven't spent any amount of time looking into the work of Doug Graham, I advise you to do so. He is the clearest, most consistent and down-to-earth, logical teacher that I've ever come across, and he has a way with words to explain things in a very understandable way and use good analogies and that sort of thing. So definitely he was the main guy in terms of my development in towards someone who eats a fruit-based diet, a raw vegan diet, and health in general. He again led me further into the world of natural hygiene. Herbert Shelton, T.C. Fry. T.C. Fry, there's a website called Raw Food Explained, which is has a lot of the work of T.C. Fry. Again, very, very scientific and logical, down-to-earth advice about how health actually works. Parallel to learning from T.C. Fry, learning from Doug Graham, I also started looking into anatomy books, physiology books, even chemistry books, just to get a basic understanding of what is a carbohydrate, what is protein, what is fat, how does it digest, how do we use it, what is cellular metabolism, all these things. And that's a valuable thing to learn if you're starting out on a journey towards healthful living or a natural diet, to actually learn on the molecular level, on cellular level, what is going on with the food we're eating. That way you avoid confusion and getting trapped in these kind of, I don't know, superstitions that go out there. There's so many myths around in the health world. It's good to have a grounding in the scientific literature, as it were, and then, but still be, you know, pushing the boundaries of what's possible and thinking as a pioneer, because of course scientific literature isn't always up to date. It's never up to date, actually. It's always lagging behind, and it's thanks to pioneers like T.C. Fry, like Doug Graham, Herbert Shelton, and many other people that push the boundaries of science. Thanks to them that we're actually going somewhere. Good balance of both is what you really need. And as I was during my first year and two, and even throughout the whole journey, still to this day, I've also been enjoying the work of Andrew Perlott. He has a website called rawfoodhealth.net. Lots of articles, excellent information, and he makes videos to this day. Has a new website called Renaissance Humans. He really, you know, I love his information. He is scientific in his approach. He experiments a lot. Down-to-earth, intelligent guy. That's the vibe I'm getting from him. I learned a lot from his website, his articles, about just practical getting started on a raw food diet kind of advice. On the side, I've also looked into the work of authors like John McDougall, T. Colin Campbell, Neil Bernard, Nathan Pritikin, and lots of other doctors, I guess, that focus on the high-carb, low-fat, plant-based kind of diet. They're not necessarily embracing the fruit diet, but at least not consciously. But I find it, you know, it groups into the same category of dietary perspective, I guess, as a vegan, as a low-fat vegan diet kind of thing. But yeah, I think that's it for today. That's pretty much sums it all up. You know, I've been exposed to a lot of sources over the years, and I still am, and I like to always broaden my horizons and learn from different people. Sometimes I even listen to people that are promoting a paleo diet, just to hear their perspective. And everyone has something good to bring to the table, I think, and everyone also has some bullshit to bring to the table. Everyone brings a certain mix of bullshit and good stuff, and then it's just a ratio that matters. So it's up to you to really pick out what you think is true and what you trust. So, Dan the Man for inspiration, Duran Rider for inspiration and practical advice, Doug Graham as the kind of foundation for the whole thing. And of course, the ideas of Doug Graham they're not really like just his whim. You know, it's not like he just came up with his ideas and put it in a book. No, his ideas are again based on ideas of natural hygienists like Herbert Shelton and T.C. Fry. But also based on just sports physiology, based on normal scientific literature, just basic physiology, essentially. So be sure to check out some of those sources there. That's some of the important influences in my development throughout this raw food journey. Also go to our website, sweetnaturalliving.com, to read some articles. We have a big FAQ there. We have a newsletter every month. We have a couple of books, ebooks, so be sure to check that out if you're interested in learning more about the raw food diet. We also have a free ebooklet about how to get started on a raw food diet, a condensation of the knowledge that I've accumulated through these various sources, through my own experience, and I've condensed it into this little getting started ebook, as well as a couple of other ones. Alrighty, thanks for watching, see you later.